All right, so we're going to talk about a few things in this live, but the first thing is, I don't know if you've seen this, Taze, on Ghanian Twitter, yeah? People talking about Detty December, innit?
Mhm.
I'll read out a couple of tweets. So one is saying, genuinely so glad to see the death of Detty December. Culture dying a natural death. This is what Kagan Tech says. Then Zuba says, in my opinion, Ghana's Detty December died this year because no work was put in this year. Tragic because it brought in a lot of revenue for a lot of businesses. Everyone assumed it happened organically. People suddenly wanted to come and party and spend their money here. It didn't. Next tweet, Oluwa says, in regards to the first tweet I read, I would say a prayer for his death. We need a reset and make Ghana affordable again. Then another person agreed with the original tweet that said about it dying, saying, I agree and I hope it dies more. Reclaim our Christmas. Then Collins J says that December is marketed to the diaspora because they come with foreign currency, time, and nostalgia. They spend freely, document everything, and amplify the experience online. For the system, they're easy values, but when locals are priced out, the culture starts to feel rented, not lived in. That December was born from local joy, not tourist packages. Then Lydia Forson says, seeing Nigerians complain about that December and the greediness of business owners can only make me laugh a little because I'm certain we went through the exact same thing some years ago. The commercialization of Christmas will always end this way. Before that December became a term, Christmas in Ghana was always lit because it was organic. Last tweet I'll read. It wasn't forced, it was built on vibes, family, community, and fun. Everyone knew December was when you travelled home, reconnected, rested, and enjoyed yourself. The moment Christmas became a product instead of a season, everything changed. When the focus shifts solely to how much money December can generate, the experience suffers. Ridiculous prices, blatant money grabs, and zero consideration for locals will always kill the joy. You can't center profit over people and expect the magic to remain. Now, obviously, I've got my thoughts on this, but I just wanted to know if you had any thoughts on it, Taze, and anyone in the chat, if you had any thoughts on people saying the death of Detty December and so on and so forth. What are you saying, Taze?
No, I was just reading some of the comments. Well, I've never been, so I won't know. I can only assume based on stories that I've heard. The people that fly in, yeah, that understand. I say, see, like when you go back, because you go back to Nigeria at different times of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you understand and respect the locals and the traditions of the way they live life. Yeah. You're probably more tolerant to some of their behaviors and stuff like that as well. So your experience will probably be different to someone who's just coming in as a tourist.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that should be looked into as well and questioned. Because, you know, some people might look at it like, yeah, I'm not here all the time, so who cares? And then there's lack of respect for what's there. That just because you're bringing money, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a positive as well.
Yeah, but I don't think people are talking about bad behaviour. I don't think, like, I haven't seen, like, bare fights in Ghana or locals getting beat up or robbed or nothing like
It
that.
doesn't have to be that. It
I'm,
could be
I'm
just
just
like
saying.
maybe
I'm just saying.
your attitude towards trash, your attitude towards staff. Like them thinking that they're going to get paid every time Detty December comes around. So they might invest locally. And then, for example, this Detty December, Ghana's not popping like they thought it would be. So that might be a problem for them.
Do you know what it is? I see it a bit differently. I just see it as, I feel like people. You're right, Brent.
The lasagna gone down the wrong hole or something?
Yeah, I told you, man, banging two lasagnas, bro. The body can't handle it, man. Bare cheese over there, man. Monosaturates in them thing there. Do you know what it is? A man, them are not serious. Brent is choking over there where Bus is joking now.
You're right there.
The thing is, I've been doing this for a couple of days. Cry.
What have you got?
ill or something?
No, my entire system, sleep and whatnot, sleep and work. My relationship is not balanced well.
Okay. Yeah, I see a problem where like you see the issue with Africa, yeah, Taze, is that people do this thing where they want Africa to be like all the other Africa, obviously not all the other countries because Africa's a continent. But people want Africa to catch up to like places like Europe and so on and so forth, but they treat it like, nah, man, it should just be ours. Like we should be able to like it should stay the same. What? Where in the let me ask you a question. Where in the world at Christmas do the prices stay the same? Where? Go to New York, Dubai, Miami. Where for Christmas and New Year's do prices not go up? Even in London.
Go up where here though?
Anywhere.
But go up where? What?
Winter Wonderland, like for example, or like
Premium, yeah.
premium. Hotels in central London, hotels in general, they go up around Christmas.
Yeah.
So how is this a Ghanian problem? It's not a Ghanian problem, bro. Man are going tape. Like the funny thing is, we don't go tape. We don't go to all these other raves. I'm not going to say other names, whatever. But I'm just saying, parties where people are buying a Zool for £7, you don't go there during Christmas. You're at home. But if you travel to this country, you might go to those venues.
And expect to pay a premium.
Expect to pay a premium. Are you supposed to say, nah, like, well, because I'm going back home, it should be as cheap as it was before.
No, but how much more expensive is it?
No, I get it. And also remember, it's business though, Taze. For example, if you've got a hotel in Ghana and you were doing rooms for £65 a night in 2017, it's 2025 now. Should your rooms still be £75 a night? And I'm just asking.
No.
Because you're going to say, do you know, it's an influx of people coming in.
Yeah.
I can push my price up because he's pushed his price up. That happens everywhere.
No, I'm not. I'm not knocking that. I'm saying who's complaining, the locals or the ones flying in?
I think it's, put it this way, locals couldn't afford it anyway, not in a rude way. As in when you go to Nigeria, the pound in conversion to the naira, unless you're like a rich Nigerian, like us going here, our money will stretch more. So when you're saying locals can't afford certain things, there's nothing to do with us as such because we were coming to spend anyway. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, but I might, for example, if my uncle lives over there, he said, Tazer, stay here. The rooms are £50 a night, for example. When I decide to book, I'm seeing £200 a night.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's affordable, but it's still £150 more per night. So am I the one that's complaining?
I mean, by the tweets, I think it was people here are complaining.
So the people that are booking, okay, so for example,
so they're going back to Ghana and they're complaining that things are getting too expensive. But you wanted stuff to stay the same price for years.
No. But let's be honest here. I've heard you complain about flight prices, for example.
You know, I don't mind that one.
Okay, so why do flight prices go up so much?
No, I get that because there's not as many
Flights.
airlines going to Nigeria, which I understand. Yeah.
But you're still gonna get the money though.
What do you mean?
They're still gonna get the money. They're still gonna.
Yeah, they're still gonna get the money.
They're gonna get the two bags.
But the thing is, that's different because my issue with the airlines are different to my issue with the countries in general. So, in terms of airlines, when you're going to New York, you're going to Atlanta, wherever, prices get a bit more expensive anyway around December. Not drastically.
Peak times.
Peak times, exactly. So, but with Nigeria and Ghana, it's ridiculous.
Why?
Because I think there's less flights. I think there's like 2 a day, like 2 BA. No, it might be one. No, 2 BA a day, and I think 2 Virgin.
They increase the prices for what? To less than how much people can book, or what?
Just to get as much money because they know that the revenue in it. Yeah, cool. I'm not saying that I agree with that, but I'm saying when people are saying Ghana's getting too expensive, I'm like, I get it, but anything that becomes popular, even Dubai, go to Dubai, the hotel prices are not the same as they were in 2019, bro.
Yeah, but is that what people are complaining about?
Yes, the people are complaining about
hotel prices, flight prices,
and just maybe going to a club and how much a bottle costs and whatever. They're complaining about all of those.
But that can't be locals that are pushing up the prices though in clubs. It's not locals. It's someone who's got a taste for, or who's got understands what's going on.
Or business, and they understand that this is during this month, I'm going to maximize my profit.
Yeah, but what Marv, I get maximize is still there's still a difference between maximizing. You can double your prices and then taking the piss. Because you know there's people out there that's going to pay, is what I'm saying.
I hear that, but for example, here...
They don't do that here.
Azul for $7. He's not taking the piss.
You're the one going to places where
$7. No, I'm asking, I'm just saying, it's $7. Casamigos, 5 bills,
But
4
they're
bills,
right,
3
they're
bills.
right in the club that you're in.
You
Then.
don't get what I'm saying? No, but
Well, you knew how much it was.
No,
when you
but
got there.
I'm not complaining because I get that in the club, that's how much it costs.
No, but you saying
It's either I don't go or I keep quiet. I mean,
but
sorry,
you saying I know that's how much the price is in that club, so I don't go. It's not the same as someone who's a tourist who decided to come to a different country on holiday.
if an American tourist or someone comes here and they want to go to a certain rave or they want to be in a lit part of London that there's bare raves going on, be prepared to pay the price. You can't go there and complain about the price. Don't go. Do something else. Go there and do something else.
Okay, but the issue that I'm having is that you're comparing a price that's taking the piss, the bottle in the club. Give me another reference, like maybe food. If I go to a restaurant and I order lasagna outside of peak time, it's 200 naira.
No, but
now I'm here, it's 1,000 naira. That makes more sense.
No, but in terms of Detty December, remember, food in Ghana and Nigeria is cheaper than here anyway. Like, if I go to like, put it this way, if I go to Nigeria, so if I go Nando's, me and you go Nando's, I can spend 50 quid.
Yeah, here or Nigeria.
Here.
Yeah.
If I go to Nigeria, I'll spend 50 quid, but I've got a lot of food, bro. Unless I'm going to like a certain caliber of restaurant, but generally speaking,
That's not what people are complaining about.
Nah, I think people are complaining that basically I think people are saying that they've been going to Ghana and things have been a certain price, as in Bloom Club or this club might have been maybe.
So you gone back to back to clubs again?
No, because that's December is about that experience in terms of
cool.
nightlife and partying and
cool.
whatever,
Right,
yeah?
cool.
So people are maybe complaining that Ubers cost a certain amount when they used to go, or clubbing to get into this club used to be maybe 100 cedis, now it's 300 cedis this year. Or hotels before was, I don't know, 70 quid a night, now it's 150 a night. I get all that, but you can't expect hotel prices to stay the same if demand is booming.
But the demand's dropped now, it's basically what the debate is.
No, they're not. They're saying it's died, but says who? I've seen people's stories. Ghana's booming right now, bro.
Okay, so you're saying it's exaggeration.
Because you're saying you hope that why would we hope the death of something happens?
Because it's cheaper.
Because it's cheaper.
But you do get that though. People who are making money in one place want to go and make their money stretch in another place. But usually they haven't taken into consideration that they've gone somewhere that's a third world country. That's why you're exploiting the fact that things are cheaper. I think that sometimes gets missed, that you've gone somewhere where it's going to be cheaper because the standard of living here is less. You might get more for your money because obviously you could, like for example in Dubai, you can get a nanny or a cleaner to do a mad thing in your yard for very, very cheap in comparison to here. Yes, but it's still would you say Dubai is a third world?
No.
No, they just
Wouldn't say that.
They just have a different, what's the word I'm looking for? The working class and the the stature.
Yeah, the gulf between the two is
it's a lot vast.
Yeah.
But yeah, because you can get things a lot cheaper, people see it as it's a better way of living.
But I just feel like the problem with people is that they want. It's weird. We want Africa to improve, and we want Africa to compete with the Europes and the Dubais for destinations. But then when prices reflect that, we get upset and we're like, it's kind of like we're saying to Africa, whoa, chill, you're Africa, man. Like, relax, be Africa. No, but that's what it feels like people are saying is like, bro, your prices, relax with the prices, man. Like,
prices ain't looking too African right now. This is looking a bit European.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
But then if someone white went there and said that, we'll get upset. If someone white there went and said the prices here are too expensive,
I feel like I'm in Spain.
These are the prices of Dubai and whatever, we'll go mad. But then us ourselves now, we're saying, like, it doesn't make sense, bro.
Yeah, but I just think the references, it doesn't help when people are just referencing Detty December as in like the price of alcohol and the price of Ubers. Like, come on, man, there should be other things we should be measuring. Other things we should be able to use to measure that.
But there's no way people... How can you complain about the price of Uber? Bro, I can take a 40-minute journey in Nigeria for like 3,000 naira, bro. I don't even know what that is in pounds, bro. But it's not this... Uber here and there is day and night, bro. It's like £3 for Uber, £5 for...
3,000 naira is £22.
3,000 naira?
Yeah, £22.
Eh? Are you sure?
Oh, sorry, my bad. It was...
We know 300,000.
No, it was Ghanian.
Oh, cities, yeah, cities is strong still.
£1.50.
For a 40-minute journey, bro. I was going from Bado to Lekki. 3,000 naira. I might say keep the change, man.
Good, by the way. Oh, your top striker's back.
Come on.
Your top striker's back.
I was going to say daddy's home, but that's supposed to pause still. Come on, man. Man will talk Spanish, man. Italian, French, whatever. But yeah, so what I'm trying to say to you is, and also, I even wrote something down for this, bro.
You're journaling.
Yeah, I'm journaling still. Do you know what it is? For the pod, I'm trying to like be a little bit more forthcoming. So I said, you know what I found wild? We're actually celebrating the death of something that brought global attention, tourism, jobs, and real economic activity into the country. Now, let's be clear. If the issue is flat prices, I hear that. That's a real problem. Airlines absolutely take advantage during these peak periods. Fair enough. But everything else being more expensive during December, that's not unique to Ghana. London gets more expensive at Christmas. New York gets more expensive at New Year. Dubai, Ibiza, same thing. When demand rises, price rises. That's how tourism works everywhere in the world. Detty December creates jobs. It increases footfall. It boosts small vendors, drivers, food sellers, event staff. And it generates increased tax revenue for the country. The ripple effect matters. I said the real issue isn't Detty December, it's unchecked greed and a lack of balance. Locals shouldn't be priced out of their own culture. That's valid, but let's be honest, that isn't exclusive to Ghana. I said in the UK, the majority of people can't afford Winter Wonderland, they can't afford tape. Central London hotels are eating out in Central London during peak seasons either. That's just the reality of how tourism drives pricing. So there are a few other things, but yeah, I don't understand, bro. I don't get it. But anyway, what's my own, man? What do I know?
Comments. Everyone's complaining. Locals are complaining. What's the IJGBs? The people that fly in, the tourists.
Must be.
Okay, are making things more expensive for them because we're flashy with our expenditure. Now the businesses have put the prices up for everyone.
Yeah, but the prices are, yes, but wait, hold on. What country do you go to that they have a local rate and a tourist rate? What's going on here?
No, but is it the location?
No, but I don't get it, Taze. Like, where in the world does someone say...
This guy's getting mad.
No, where in the world did it say locals, this is your price,
No.
and tourists, this is your price?
No, I know, but what I'm saying
It's
is...
only for it's only for like maybe end of November till like December. I mean, January, the prices.
Yeah, me go, blood. No, I get that, but what I'm saying is, you see where the locals are congregating, yeah? Is that where the tourists are going, or are the tourists going to where the... Like, I'm trying to understand.
I think the tourists are normally in, is it Cantonment, maybe Osu, places like that.
So those are where the prices are going up?
Yeah.
And on a normal, the prices wouldn't be that?
Wouldn't be that, nah.
Okay. So it's just those particular areas. Because I'm trying to think, even when we do like the weekenders in Malta, or even when we're doing Fresh Island, that area where the parties are, I'm pretty sure
perfect.
The prices have gone up, or the Ubers
Now, when you done R&B last year, the prices were a certain price. When you announced R&B and then Freedom Street announced R&B, I mean
Malta,
what happened to the prices?
The flight prices went up, hotels went up. Yeah.
Is this a Ghanian problem? It's life, bro. No, but that's like someone saying, death to Malta now. Like, I'm happy that...
Oh, yeah,
like,
it's very
like,
similar. Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's very similar.
It's very simple, supply and demand. You've got people from America.
The people
flying
complaining
in.
are the ones that want to exploit the Africa prices, basically.
People complaining are either Ghanaians that want to go back home and they don't like the fact that it's too expensive now. I get it, but just be honest with yourself. It's expensive, I get it, but so? I don't know what you want to do. Like, so you want to...
You're happy that the locals are making more money?
Bro, it's bigger than you now. Like, as in... I think their issue is, I'm a Ghanaian.
£300 I was spending last year.
And I want to be able to enjoy my country. I get that. But the problem is, this ain't your country no more, bro. This is everyone's country now for December.
It's true. 2-0.
So I'm saying, F Villa, man. Who scored? Gokeres?
Nah, Zubamendi.
There might be a conversation of Arsenal playing better about Rasmus.
I swear. That's how I felt about Salah. Hey. But at least now you know you can rest him. Like, you know, like sometimes it's a bit shaky. You feel, can I rest the player? Nah, you can, man. You can.
Like Arsenal, we need more than 2 goals, man.
Eh? Against Villa?
Yeah.
Bruh. Ooh. Saucy.
Big goal. Joma se Pepe tu. I don't know what that means. Zomendi's a baller, man.
I'm interested this year if we do a poll for the people in the chat. Would you prefer if the fortune teller, who normally says the scores and disrupts the entire conversation, continues? Obviously, we get a nice little moment where you start speaking in tongues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know if it is that they're interested in.
No, but it's only a brief moment anyway.
I know.
And to be fair, on the
This is
audio,
not, it's on you. This is not on you.
oh, it's him.
This is not on
Yeah, I hear you still. Don't mind it.
Disruptor.
All right, let's move on to the next subject. Obviously, 1 second. Also, anyone in the comments, if you've got anything to say about, is that Odegaard's sister? Okay. Anyone in the comments that wants to let us know about any thoughts on the topic that we just spoke about in terms of people saying death to Detty December. Also, Tay, don't you think a bigger problem is the name, though? Don't you think,
December.
bro? Don't you think?
Where did it come from?
I don't know but it's negative though. Because remember, when you think about it, yeah, there's no. What other homecoming do you know that people call Detty? Because it kind of gives it like a sleazy kind of.
Where did it come from? You got to figure out where it stems from.
Because when you break it down, it's like.
Oh, you got to be dirty, fam.
Wasn't it an artist? Somebody did a YouTube video on this. Was it
about that December thing?
Someone said Mr. Easy.
Ah, there you go.
See? Do you want to call Mr. Easy?
Funny thing is, Mr. Easy is married over there, everything, man, enjoying life.
The time to get down and Detty. Is that where it came from? But there is an article online. Ghana official not comfortable with Detty December label.
Yeah, well, but think about it though, Taze. Like, it doesn't sound positive.
On a personal level, I don't want the word Detty to be associated with anything Ghana. That's something I'm very not comfortable with. I'm not very comfortable with. Detty, West African pidgin for dirty, is used to express unrestricted fun when it comes to seeing the year out. The celebrations are thought to have a huge boost on the Ghana's economy, last year seeing over 125,000 international visitors, whom of many were diasporian.
Also, shouldn't it be like, they think it should have, like someone said in the comments, Pinky says, yeah, Detty December has negative connotations. In SA, it's just called Key December. I think people should just reclaim it and just have like, whatever it is, like a certain, I don't know, man, like Chop December or something, or, do you know what I'm saying? Or
He's offered suggestions. Responding positively to the suggestions that the season should be rebranded in a way that still appeals to the younger audience, saying that December is in Ghana should be shortened to the initials DIG. Let's dig it.
Arrest that man immediately, bro. Let's appeal to the. Do you know what that's like saying? That's like that old brother saying, let's appeal to the youngsters and let's say, can you kick it? Like what? Dig it?
The phrase Detty December gained popularity roughly 8 years ago after the Nigerian musician Mr. Easy launched his Detty Rave festival in Accra. So it was a Nigerian's fault.
No comment, man. Someone said Chop December. I'm just trying to think of like things that Nigerians say.
Influx of foreign visitors in this. Why are we talking about what Nigerians say? This is about Ghana, bro.
No, but Detty December is both countries.
Okay.
But to be fair, man, you know what's funny about? You know what's funny? I don't know any Nigerians can pay the price of that December. We just get on with it, bro. And the thing is, you see Nigeria and Ghana in terms of pricing is day and night, bro. What? I'm not even going to Nigeria this year. That's how bad it is, bro. Me and my brother had a conversation. We said the squad ain't strong enough. We're not going to Nigeria.
It's expensive.
It's long, bro. Long.
But is it because you don't bother complaining?
Well,
There's no one complaining.
why are we complaining when we know what it is?
Oh, you just know you can't afford it. It's long.
In life, sometimes it's not even that. If you don't want to spend the money, just don't go.
But are you
Remember,
saying it's this attitude that they should have for
Yeah.
for Ghana?
No, but I think some people on the. Do you see what people? I feel like some people on the vibe of.
We're not Nigerians though, so
I want to go back home, and I don't want to go back home and just chill. I want to enjoy myself, but I'm being priced out of enjoying myself, which I get. But that's life, man. Sorry, man.
No, but I'm saying
I want to go tape sometimes.
no, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do want to go tape sometimes. I do. Then
No, you
I hear the prices. I say, no, I don't.
You don't know. What I'm saying is, see how the Ghanaians are complaining, yeah, or what you've said as Ghanaians complaining. I'm saying, should that not be Nigerians complaining too, or are we just too proud to complain? We're just like, I know I know myself.
Nah, I feel like in Nigeria, that's part of the terrain. That's part and parcel of Nigeria, man. They're spending money in it.
Mm.
The chairman, in it. Who's the chairman? Who's spending money?
You just seen as if you can't afford it, stay at home.
Ooh, that could be a second yellow. He's lucky. Better don't lose your head, bro. Showtime 77 says, I don't think it's pride. I just think it's just in Dubai. You're not going to get people complaining about spending money because them man spend money.
Okay.
So I'm saying there's certain countries.
But I think there's certain countries the shame is more is worth. It hits more. Sorry, like why are you complaining about Dubai? Don't be there. Do you know what I mean? You can't complain that Dubai is more expensive. We knew.
But I think that's the problem.
I think the issue, like you said, the issue is that they're used to a particular Ghana,
and it's changing.
And it's changing during peak times, and they don't like it.
Yeah.
Because Ghana, outside of Detty December and all that, are people complaining?
Someone says, Jin and Jizz says Nigerians are also complaining, and Nigerians have been asking us to stay home. Yeah, but the Nigerians complaining, Nigerians that want to vibe, man.
And they don't want the Americans there.
I think it's like they want. Remember, I think everyone's just being selfish, innit? That's what's happening here. Nigerians maybe don't want the Americans in the UK flying in because maybe they feel like we maybe get more love when we're over there. People ignore them when they're there. When we're there, Ghanaians might be upset about the prices, but anyway, man, it is what it is, man.
Africa doesn't have the infrastructure. Dubai was built for tourism.
It's true. I wouldn't say Africa. I wouldn't say Africa hasn't got infrastructure for tourism. It has, but I feel like certain aspects of the infrastructure lack. Like, there's enough clubs, there's enough restaurants, there's enough things to do during the day for everyone to be satisfied. But I think it's just if bad things happen, there's no infrastructure for that. Traffic, there's no infrastructure for that. So I feel like there's certain things that are problematic.
Someone's just left a comment. You are looking at it the wrong way. I'm just waiting for the follow-up.
So Berger, if we're looking at it the wrong way, what is the right way to be looking at it? Because there's two ways to skin a cat. We're going to move on to the next topic soon as well, in a moment. And also, as I said to people, just ask yourself when you're complaining about certain things, do we have the same energy for other countries that are doing the same thing? Because during Formula 1 weekend in Dubai, stuff gets expensive, bro. During New Year's Eve, stuff gets expensive in Dubai. People don't. I don't know if I hear locals saying the human price on Saturday. Think.
Where?
In Dubai.
But what locals are you hearing from in general? That doesn't mean that the noise ain't there. Look at you.
But them man are saying, shh, man. Fly them drones, man, by the fountain. Keep quiet.
That don't mean it's a good thing, though.
Remember, but I'm not saying capitalism is a good thing. People are suffering. Brother, Rashid was doing food banks for kids here. It's supposed to be a first world country. Like, I'm not saying it's fair. That's another argument.
Then
whether it's
people
fair
are
or
always going
not.
to complain then.
But I'm saying, people are complaining when they know the world isn't fair in general.
What are you telling them to stop complaining?
Shut up, man.
Boy.
Berger says that December started a wave of black people across the world going back home for December. This has never happened in my lifetime. Governments of Nigeria and Ghana should take advantage of this and invest. I'm waiting for that. How do you know they're not investing? I'm not going to lie to you. I see Ghana investing their money. As in, that's why the city is getting stronger. Nigeria, I don't think they're investing as such. I see stuff in Abuja, like there's a free railway line in Abuja.
Free?
Yeah, free. Even in Lagos, there's like a little railway. I've seen it. I wouldn't get on it, but there's a free one. I mean, not free, but it's new. I've seen that. There's a new airport they've built, the new terminal in Lagos. So they're trying to ting, like maybe not as fast as it should be, but they're trying to ting over there, man. It can be better, but Burgess said Dirty December generates billions of pounds for the Nigerian and Ghanaian economy. That alone is enough to build better infrastructure and improve roads, venues, etc. All right, cool. That goes on to the second topic, to be honest. Obviously, we saw what happened with AJ and his friends. Thoughts and prayers going out to the families. Sorry. Yeah, thoughts and prayers going out to the family. His friends Sina and Latif passed away, and that brought on another conversation about infrastructure in Nigeria and Africa in general in regards to no emergency services, no ambulances. Then even during COVID, people were saying that in certain hospitals, they didn't have ventilators, they didn't have oxygen, they didn't have certain things. So I think that's another issue with infrastructure. I think that's a bigger conversation for me, not the price of bottles in Ghana, but the fact that in terms of hospitals, healthcare, it's not there, bro.
That's all.
No, man. I mean, there are hospitals there, but you can get to a hospital in Nigeria, for example, and they ain't got oxygen, bro. They haven't got oxygen tank. Or they haven't got a working ventilator. Or power's gone out.
Yeah, the power. I know the power there.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, whereas here, you go to A&E, you were complaining about the wait time, but if it's a serious enough injury, they're seeing you immediately. If it's like I don't want to be gory, but if it's a stabbing or a shoot or something, or a heart attack, or you're getting seen to, as soon as you get put into A&E, you get seen to immediately. In Nigeria, it's not the same, bro. Like even at the scene, they put Anthony Joshua in another car to take him to the hospital. Whereas you don't know if he can even be, like it could have been a back injury. He
Should be moving, yeah.
He shouldn't be moving. Like they put your neck in a cast, they lift you up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It's very sad though. But yeah, as I said, man, thoughts to the families of Sina and Latif.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. Also, Anthony Joshua, man, it's going to be a big blow, man, for him as well. Like, 2 year brethren have passed in Nigeria.
I heard such wonderful sentiments regarding the two friends.
Yeah.
And it's so sick that they've lived their life in such a manner that the only thing you can basically say about them is
good things.
Good.
Yeah.
I think that's so sick. And obviously, because every single outlet's looking to platform somebody to talk about.
Because
Yeah.
connection to AJ.
Only thing you're hearing is good.
Yeah.
Which is sick.
Sad, man. That how life is like so fragile, man. That's the takeaway, man. But
scary, man.
But that's scary, bro. Because I even saw like they were playing table tennis earlier on in the day. Like this, AJ went for a run in the morning. He spud in 8 people in Nigeria on the side of the road. And yeah, man, it's proper sad, man. But I was looking into it, yeah, and even like when you look at infrastructure and stuff like that in Nigeria, yeah, and in Africa in general, there's so many different like the way people talk about it. Like I get it, yeah. There's millions of pounds or dollars or whatever within Nigeria and the continent of Africa, but people need to realize that in terms of like when the British took over, they didn't really train the continent in terms of infrastructure. It was like How can I explain it? All the resources were taken. Whenever like Britain went to a country, they didn't allow people to be literate. They stopped literacy, as in because the more literate you are, the more likely you are to rebel and maybe oppose what the government's doing. So in a lot of countries that the British colony took over, they didn't allow people to be educated, and also a lot of the roads, the ports, the railways were made to extract resources, not for you to get from one town to another. It was no, for us to get your stuff to the port so we can take it out. So, and only because of World War One and World War Two, when Britain was stretched and had to build Britain back, that a lot of these countries got their independence or were allowed to kind of do whatever they wanted because we can't really watch what's going on over here. Those kind of things, unfortunately, will not get fixed in 2 generations, 3 generations. Also, when you have people who haven't had, they're going to be greedy and steal as well. So there's so many different like nuances and issues. So I'm not celebrating Nigeria. I'm celebrating 3-0. That I feel like it's hard the way people do. You know the way people just say, just get ambulances, just build. I get it. Yeah. It needs to be done, but in a country of 200 million people, 230 million people, when a lot of the roads are not even. You see, Nigeria. If you go to like VI, there's roads. If you go to like mainland, and there's roads, but when you go to like other parts of Nigeria, there's like, there's like one road and there's bare bush on either side. It's like, where do we put these emergency services? Like, where are they stationed? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in a country without regular electricity, in a country without regular running water, there's a lot to think about. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I get that we need to do one thing at a time, but where does it start, bro?
But it starts like any city. It would have started somewhere.
It's sad,
It's
man.
just whether they see the investment.
And the saddest thing for me is that this had to happen for people to actually like talk about it, because this has been happening, bro. I don't know if there was a woman in Nigeria that armed robbers came to her house, and she jumped out the window to escape, and she hurt herself. Then police came to the yard, and they said to the police, "Yo, take her to the hospital. Like, she's gonna pass." The police were like, "Nah, we can't drop her. Like, we got to get back to the station." And the woman passed away. It's just like, bro, what you did? Put her in the car and take her to the hospital, man. How can you not take her to the hospital?
That's not in there. That's not. No, I'm not saying.
If a police person sees you here and you're injured, they will call an ambulance. If they can't get an ambulance in time, they will take you to the hospital themselves. How can the police not take you to the hospital?
I'm not saying that they can't, but
I'm saying that's the mentality over there. That it's just like, it's not my problem.
Yeah.
It is your problem.
Simply Nay just said that people are acting as if healthcare isn't an issue in most countries. People wait for ambulances for over 2 hours here sometimes. And the more likely you are to depends on other countries. Literally, my cousin was given birth and was told there was no buses here. Had to take a cab.
There is that as well, yeah. Jin just says that, yeah, in Nigeria, there's times where people have got to the hospital, and if you don't pay, they're not seeing you, they're not treating you, bro. They'll say to you, before we treat you, we got to give money.
Sounds like America.
So many of the world's billionaires are Nigerians. The government needs to prioritize people. Even if you get to a hospital, the hospital won't treat you until you pay. Yeah, insurance. Yeah, it's peak. I think a lot of the struggles that we have is down to greed. Yes, it varies from country to country, but it still boils down to greed. Oh, they gave the goal.
Yeah, but Taze, you know what it is? I saw there was another African guy. Remember the same African guy was saying about America not having culture and whatever. He was talking about Africa in terms of what's the word I'm looking for? Maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying in the Yoruba language, like he was asking them, in Yoruba, is there a word for maintenance? They were like, no, there's no word in Yoruba for maintenance. Then I think there was like a Ghanaian there.
I think I saw that as
You
well.
saw that, innit?
Yeah,
And he was saying to the Ghanaian person, in your language, is there a word for maintenance? They were like, no. He's like, yes, because within our country, when we build buildings or we make stuff, we don't make them to be maintained. The houses we make, they just sit there. They don't need to be maintained. Whereas in the West, Big Ben, Tower Bridge, all these places, they're maintained because it's part of the culture here to maintain. In Africa, like you build a house, it's hot, you make sure it's got ventilation, you don't need to maintain it like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying because of that not being within the culture, a lot of things that get built, they're not maintained. Hospitals, railway lines. That's why if you go to Nigeria and you look at certain buildings, you're like, well, looking a bit scatty over there, blood, because it's not being maintained. The brickwork's not being added to. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe there is the mentality in Nigeria is once it's built, yes.
So where does that change?
I don't know, man.
The new gen.
Yeah, but the problem with the new gen is the new gen are not going back to live like that. If that makes sense. Like we go back for Detty December, we go back for April, but we're not going back to live.
So what? See these forgive me if I'm being ignorant. Yeah, but you see these old people in power here.
Yeah.
Do they not have like someone they wanted to come in after?
But that's the problem, though. They don't care about that. remember a lot of politicians are 85, 90, bro.
Why did you turn around?
Anyway.
So basically, I don't know about this stuff, but I'm asking y'all. Obviously, you would know more about it. The places that are frequented during Dirty December, do they suffer from power outs? What would you call it again?
Power outage.
Yeah,
NEPA.
NEPA taking
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
Do they suffer from that
Um,
during clubbing time? Does it just?
nah, because the big clubs, they understand that
generators.
and they'll have backup generators. And big hotels have backup generators. And certain complexes where people live, like Chevron, 24-hour power. So certain places, like you pay for it. And VI is kind of like the Oxford Street kind of West Endy area. That's where like, whereas if you're on the mainland,
What Banana
power's
Island?
cutting. There's another one, bare money over there. But apart from them places there, power be cutting regular.
I feel that's the single thing that any sort of disruptor politician, if he's voted in, should focus on is getting 24-hour power.
But you know they make money out of that though. They say.
I'm aware, but that can change the trajectory of Nigeria within 10, 15 years, man.
Yeah, but see the. I hear what
And it can be more money than what it is that you're saying that they.
100%. But remember, people have to buy generators. That's money, so they'll make money off of that. Then you have to put gasoline in your generators, petrol. That's more money. So imagine if, as a country in general, everyone has to have petrol,
Yeah.
spare petrol for their.
So do you reckon they have?
Have
They
what?
can.
Do 24-hour.
Yeah, but they choose not.
100%
But they
I
choose
believe
not
so.
to.
Yeah, it's about the money.
I don't know if they can though.
Oh,
you know?
come on.
No, the reason why the reason why I'm saying I don't know if they can is because Nigeria is 230 million people, yeah, and remember a lot of the electrics over there, they're higgy, man. I'm telling you, sometimes when you look at certain plugs in Nigeria, you're able to plug your thing in there, bro. I don't know how this one's been done, bro.
I think it's a matter of carrying on tradition with the corruption.
Yeah, there is
I
that as
feel
well.
it is. Because 100% they can. 100% they
But
can.
even in SA, for example, you see South Africa, yeah, when you go there, remember the whites were there for a long time, so they made sure they built up properly to a certain extent. When you go to, yeah, you ain't been yet. When you go there, bro, it's like you're in America, but you're in Africa. It's weird. It's like, but they do load shedding. That's what they call it. Whereas a certain time during the day, power will cut out for maybe an hour or two. So every different area has got different timetables. So your power will cut off between 12 and 2. Yours will cut off between 5 and 7. But everyone knows. So roughly, when it cuts out, I'm going to go out anyway. Whereas in Nigeria, they don't give you a load shedding time. It's just, it might not
What's
be
it
there
done
one
for?
day. To regulate the power grid in SA. And I'm saying, so if SA do that, and they're way ahead in terms of infrastructure over Nigeria, then there must be something to do with power over there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm. It's called what? Load shedding.
Yeah, that's what they call it in SA. They call it load shedding still.
And I saw a clip of insane traffic. I wouldn't even say traffic because
But,
all I saw were people.
One time,
No cars on the road. It was just people occupying.
One time my mum rang me and said to me, I've been in traffic for 4 hours, yeah, and we haven't moved. I booked a hotel on the spot. I said, just go to the hotel. Tell the driver just to go to the hotel. She went to the hotel around the corner, stayed there. But people in that traffic for 8 hours, bro.
Nah, man. How much did Jesus need?
You didn't want Tazer done still.
Do.
I don't hear nothing about Villa, man. Una, good evening. All them man, good evening. Man telling me about Una Emery. Cold forward, boy. Yeah?
I'm beating an 11.
Not anymore.
Get
Get out of here, man. Shit, know what I'm saying?
No rice as well.
I belong to Jesus. Yes, you are.
That's mad. He belongs to himself, you know.
The single thing that would change everything would be the ability to have power 24/7.
Do you know, Brent, I don't think that.
Night and day.
Do you know what it is? I don't think it's the ability for that. I think it's, you see in Africa, yeah, the issue is power rules over everything, innit, yeah? And I feel like within Nigeria and Africa in general, you need a democracy in terms of your government, and you need fresh faces and you need younger people. Because in Nigeria, for example, bro, like my man's there on stage saying, just using mad metaphors, bro. The farmer uses the same leg as an accountant. What are you talking? What are you on about? That's what man said. Big meetings, man saying stuff like this. What's going on here?
He's trying to genius his age mates though.
No, but the thing is, he's won in it in terms of like he's got the bread, like he's there in it. I get it, but the issue is there's no urgency. Like, Brent, for example, put it this way, yeah. If you're in Nigeria and you get I say to you, build the road, and I give you the money. There needs to be an end date for this road being built, and also, if it doesn't get built, you're going to be held accountable. That's not happening. So now this road gets built, it gets built higgy, the rest of the money goes missing. Like, no, like someone needs to be held accountable for this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like even in the airport in Nigeria now, they've got cameras all over the place now. So technically they can't take bribes anymore. So when you're in the airport, you can't do certain things because they'll tell you the camera's watching me, I could get in trouble. So things like that is a start. But generally speaking, it's the leadership, man.
100%.
But Brent, but the thing is, people talk about Nigeria and whatever, but here they're stealing.
Yeah.
They're stealing here.
And they can handle tourism.
Can they?
Of course they can.
But they're stealing here though. They're telling us stuff like, we're going to give 2 billion to Ukraine. I can't account for this. Where's the spreadsheet?
I mean, I understand you saying that if a white man's here talking about Nigeria, you get me?
Yeah.
But he's not here talking about Nigeria.
No. I'm just saying, I'm saying greed is not mutually exclusive.
Oh, 100%.
I'm saying that here they do it like where they'll make an expense for a duck pond that cost 10 bags. Or my expense is this. They do it like smarter, whereas these are my expenses. I'm a politician, I get 60,000 a year, but my expenses are 120,000 a year. So I take home 220 a year. You're not really arguing. Or they'll say to you, this Crossrail cost 1 billion, but it's running late, we've had to add another billion. Where's this money coming from, Taze? It's just numbers that we're hearing. Man are saying, Rishi Sunak and the man saying, but let me pocket that. Or they'll say, this is what we're doing. My brethren is gonna, I'm the Prime Minister, I'm going to give this job to you, but I've got shares in your company. So it's going to get done, but we're all going to get paid. Like Tony Blair's son apparently is the one who's doing the digital ID. Tony Blair's pushing it. to now it's like, all right, well,
It's in the family.
it's in the family. So, but my thing is, I don't mind corruption and greed, but let the job get done. But in Nigeria, the job's not getting done, and you're stealing the money as well. Oh, come on, man, have a heart. Like, steal and not do the job. Come on, man.
It's mash up all around, man. But I do believe we could see change if they allow more youth in the building, man.
I guess it's a youth mindset as opposed to like, physical younger people.
Yeah, but like in America, for example, obviously people say, and the UK, they say the government is whatever, but by the optics, you can only be there for 2 terms. Is it in America 2 terms? You can do 2 terms in America, innit?
Yeah.
In Nigeria, Zimbabwe, brother, you've had man that's been there since 1976.
Just chilling. Yeah.
Man is still there, 95 years old, addressing the nation, hand shaking. What's going on?
That's why you have to respect fellas like Ibrahim Traore, man.
Yeah.
And 100% he's putting his life on the line doing that. But how else are you going to basically affect change?
There's 3 of them though, innit? There's the president of Nigeria, there's Burkina Faso, there's another one,
Mali,
and they've basically signed a treaty, 3 of them, that like they're
Come on.
bringing their troops together.
And where they bordering?
Nigeria. And that's what, and that at the blue, America have gone to, I'm not saying that too much because I want to travel to America still. Can't lie. Trump can't
Was it Trump bombed on Christmas Day?
Yeah, Northern.
Yeah.
Imagine. And was that reported all over the media?
People,
You
do
just happened to find out about it on Twitter.
you know what's mad? People are still promoting their December raves.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Tate, remember with Australia that people said,
It wasn't in the north, is it?
In the north is basically close to what's bordering Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger.
that's why people are saying that it's interesting how you ain't care before and you care now. There's always
Apparently, what they're trying to, or what they're allegedly trying to secure is silver and gold.
Yeah, some other minerals, definitely.
Yeah,
He ain't about no
silver's needed
Christians.
for.
Imagine Trump
nuclear
saying, I'm going
weapons.
to stay with the Christians. You don't care what the Christians.
also even in Nigeria, for example, Dangote, like the richest black man in the world, like he's basically what he's done is, in Nigeria, we have oil, but we have to export it
To refine
to
it.
refine it, and then you bring it back into Nigeria. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's like the chicken. You got the chicken, they lay the eggs, you send the eggs off, and then you buy it scrambled.
No, you got the chickens, you send it off to lay its eggs, then you get the eggs back.
No, because you still get the oil.
Yeah, but we can't do that with the oil unless it's refined.
Yeah, but you have refineries.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what Dangote is doing now. That like he's brought like Chinese people in to teach them how to refine.
Oh, to teach that.
oil.
Okay, cool. But there's companies that have it in Nigeria though,
No. But recently,
like Shell and all that. They don't have their own refineries in Nigeria. Oh.
so that's why they're doing it, and that's why. But apparently, he's been getting some resistance from the government.
Of course. Why wouldn't he?
But why would? But it's within your government's best interest to be able to refine it in their country.
No, but
to
there's
make more
contracts
money.
that's been given out though.
That's the whole point. But that's more about self than the country.
Yeah, of course. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's why the government's complaining, because they're seeing it as the money that we're making, the contracts that we have in place that's transporting the.
Hey, there was one brother who tried to bad up Dangote on TV in Nigeria. Yeah, if you saw the apology my man gave, he went on live TV and said, the money that Dangote got years ago, how did he get his money? I know it was by corrupt means, blah, blah, blah. But, a few moments later, man came back on the show. I'd just like to say the comments I made were misleading. They were wrong. I'd like to apologize. But I said, this brother must have got the baddest phone call, boy. I said, hey, nah, Nigeria is too funny, man.
United is drawing 1-1, against Wolves.